Now, to begin with, for someone who doesn't know what ERP is,
Yeah, so ERP software is essentially designed to be an all-in-one solution to manage all operations of a business.
on top of your mind, do you have any example of how a small business that transformed its operations after implementing Blue Link ERP?
A really good example is a Canadian company, and the business had been around for quite a while, so they were pretty established.
According to Statistics Canada, 45% of SMBs say that they struggle to find a software that meets their specific tailored demands.
However, we always recommend that businesses try to find a system that can meet 80% of their needs.
Are you struggling with inefficiencies in your small business? ERP solutions like Blue Link can help streamline operations. Welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast, where we explore inspiring stories and innovative solutions to empower Canadian entrepreneurs. Did you know that according to Innovation Science and Economic Development Canada, 97.9% of the businesses in Canada are small businesses? Yet, many struggle with operational inefficiencies as they grow, often due to outdated systems. Today, we'll uncover how integrated ERP solutions can revolutionize small business operations, helping them scale efficiently and effectively. Joining us is Samantha Da Silva, Director of Sales and Marketing at Blue Link ERP. Over the past decade, Samantha has been instrumental in growing Blue Link ERP into one of Canada's leading providers of all in one ERP solutions for small and medium sized businesses. So, whether you're a small business owner or a professional looking to improve operational efficiency, this episode is perfect for you. Welcome to the podcast, Samantha. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be here.
Perfect. It's our pleasure. Now, let's warm up the conversation a little bit by discussing how to streamline SMB operations, especially with the ERP solutions. Now, to begin with, for someone who doesn't know what ERP is, can you just go on and explain what an ERP is and how exactly, ERP solutions like Blue Link help small businesses streamline their operations?
Yeah, so ERP software is essentially designed to be an all-in-one solution to manage all operations of a business. So that would include things like accounting, inventory management, contact management, warehouse management, reporting, sales order entry and processing, and sort of everything in between. So a wide range of functionality across all your different business divisions and departments. So for small businesses looking to streamline their operations and grow and maybe expand into new markets, ERP is so important, especially for those smaller guys who are moving away from introductory systems or manual processes, pen and paper, Excel spreadsheets, as well as using multiple disjointed systems. Moving to a system like ERP can have huge and immediate ROI pretty much out of the gate if you find the right solution. So sort of the one of the biggest impacts that it can have on small businesses is the fact that it is all in one. So all the departments are able to share information across the different areas.
Mhm.
You have one system where it's the single point of truth for all your information. A good example would be if you have salespeople on the road and they want to sell product, but if they're using a different system than what you're using to track inventory, that information might not be available and updated in real time. So they're trying to sell product they don't have, that gets back to the warehouse, they're not able to ship product.
Right.
So having a single sort of point of truth and one solution to manage everything is huge and can provide so many benefits. Um, Another area where ERP can really help streamline businesses is for inventory management.
Right.
So, inventory is hugely important to lots of businesses, including our customers who are wholesale and distribution businesses. So, having a system that can not only track inventory in terms of knowing what to purchase, when to purchase, how often to purchase, but also having information at your fingertips to track things like minimum order levels. So, you know that you're never going to run out of inventory to meet that demand, as well as having reporting functionality and tools for with doing things like slow moving items. So maybe there's items in your warehouse that aren't moving as fast, they're taking up space, they're costing you money. So having reports that can give you that sort of data to then be able to incentivize your sales team to sell those products or maybe offer a discount to your customers. Having that sort of information at your fingertips is huge. And then another area where customers can really benefit from a full ERP solution would be not only the functionality that it offers in terms
Mhm.
of inventory and warehouse management, but also just changing their processes. So customers might have a warehouse set up and they might not have been in shelf locations. So they might have one person who's been at the company forever. They wear a lot of hats, they sort of know where everything is,
Right.
but that can cause issues if you have new people coming in, if you're trying to expand into new channels, you're trying to grow. So setting things up like bin and shelf locations so you know where inventory is, the system can help you find it,
Right.
as well as having things like barcode scanning
Mhm.
devices that can help you with the pick, pack, and ship process, as well as receiving inventory into your warehouse. Pretty much just getting rid of as many manual processes as possible to really streamline your operations and grow the business.
Very interesting. The question I want to ask you is there anything that you guys don't do? Because it's like a one-stop shop for everything, right? That makes it very flexible and very accessible. So kudos to you guys for doing that. That was a fantastic breakdown of how ERP can, eliminate bottlenecks and improve productivity. Now let's dive a bit deeper into the practical impact on businesses. On top of your mind, do you have any example of how a small business, that transformed its operations after implementing Blue Link ERP?
Yeah, so I have so many examples, but I'll just stick to one today.
Yeah.
So a really good example is a Canadian company, and the business had been around for quite a while, so they were pretty established, but they wanted to change their business model a little bit. So they had started out as a business that was renting coffee machines to offices in the area. They would then, provide maintenance for those coffee machines, replenish the supplies. But the next generation of management and owners wanted to take over the business and sort of grow into new markets. So they were starting to build retail locations. They wanted to start selling online, but they didn't have a system to do so. So they literally had three people at one point who were just manually making sure that information on the website was synced with the information in the inventory side of things, on the accounting side of things. So they really wanted to try to grow the business, expand the retail side, and just find something that could automate some of those processes. And that is where Blue Link came into play. So we were able to work with this customer. They implemented our software. We connected our ERP with their web store. So all the orders were flowing back and forth. When an order came in online, it would automatically come into Blue Link and then would get sent to the warehouse for pick, pack, and ship. And then what they were able to accomplish is they were able to not only repurpose those three people to do other more meaningful things at the company, but they were also able to grow the e-commerce side of things without needing to hire more people. So sometimes people get a little nervous when you hear, ERP, that you're going to have to let go of your staff or, potentially hire people because you're changing your processes. But a lot of the times you can automate things and then just repurpose your existing staff.
Definitely, that's an incredible example. I also think that it's about the vision, right? In short term, it might, take a little longer for you to adapt, but in the longer run, it's definitely going to come back and benefit you, right? So it's always better to take the latter approach. It's clear that ERP solutions can be a game changer for SMBs. By streamlining operations, small businesses can save a lot of money, which they already are on a budget, right? And they can focus on what they do best, right? Growing their business.
Mhm.
Attention, listeners. Are you struggling with inefficiencies in your small business? ERP solutions like Blue Link can help streamline operations, saving you time and money. Learn how integrated systems can empower your business to scale smarter. Now, let's talk about the importance of customization in ERP systems and why it actually matters for small businesses. Now, Samantha, small businesses across Canada operate in diverse industries, right? From retail to manufacturing. According to Statistics Canada, 45% of SMBs say that they struggle to find a software that, meets their specific tailored demands. Making customization a very crucial topic, which I think is talked about much less. Why do you think, Samantha, customization is so essential for small businesses, especially when it comes to ERP systems? And how does Blue Link, tailor its solutions to meet the diverse needs?
Yeah, I actually love this question because to me, customization means you can pretty much achieve whatever you want, right?
Right.
However, we always recommend that businesses try to find a system that can meet 80% of their needs. That's sort of the number that we say. If you can find a software that can meet 80% of your needs, you're on the right track. If you can find one that can meet even more, amazing. But if you're having to customize too much of the software, that can sometimes cause issues. So that 80% mark is sort of the
It's a
perfect
threshold,
place to
right?
be. Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So for our customers, honestly, the majority of them do have custom work, but that doesn't mean it has to be a huge
Mhm.
project. We definitely have some customers where they have very unique processes. We've, modified the source code. They have these extensive custom solutions that we've built for them. But then some of our other customers were able to achieve a really big impact, but with a small piece of custom. So for example, we have a customer that was importing and exporting a lot of product, and they were having to manually assemble and manage all of the custom documents. So in North America, that's pretty straightforward. Our software can handle that, no problem. But they were dealing with other countries, other languages, some of these documents were in, and it was just too much and a lot of manual work.
Right.
So in our system, we were able to create a screen and fields in the software to track that data that they needed in those custom documents. So now that data was in our system.
Mm.
When they wanted to ship that product with the push of a button, they could create a report. That report would have all the information they would need and it would go out with the shipment. So for us, that was a relatively sort of quick and simple project, but for them, it had a huge impact on reducing manual time, reducing errors with all that paperwork, and it made a big difference for their ability to ship product and ship it overseas. So we definitely do a lot of big custom projects, but sometimes it's the smaller ones that actually have the biggest impact.
Right.
And when we talk about custom, we always try to reiterate that you want to be careful with who you're working with because especially if you're doing a lot of custom, it can be costly when you go to upgrade your version of the software. So at Blue Link, we specifically include the cost of our upgrades and custom
Mm.
in our monthly fees. So
Okay.
no matter how much you customize the software, you're going to be able to get the upgrades every single year. You're going to be able to get the newest technology without having to pay a big chunk of money to also get that custom upgraded. So that's definitely a benefit that we provide our customers and makes it a no-brainer when it comes to customizing the software because it's so easy.
Definitely. I think you're making lives easier, as I mentioned. And I'm sure our listeners will be very interested in what you just said. Expanding on this, let's explore how these stated solutions, right, they translate into measurable success. On top of your mind, Samantha, what do you think are some specific industries or, use cases where Blue Link's customized ERP solutions have made a significant impact?
Yeah, so one of the biggest impacts that we've had is actually on the pharmaceutical industry.
Mhm.
So this started about 10 or so years ago. We had a customer who was in that industry distributing products, but they're heavily regulated, right? So you have licenses that you need to track
Mm.
in terms of how much product and how often you can sell to your customers. You got to track the exact movement of your inventory. You also have to track suspect or illegitimate product that you
Mm.
believe could be in the supply chain. So we had a customer that had very specific requirements, and we started to build some customization around that. And then we realized that there was actually a opportunity in the market to explore this further. So we started to develop out the features more robustly. We paid attention to what was happening with the DEA, the FDA. This was sort of a US market that there was an opportunity in, and we are still offering that product today. And at the time, we were the only solution that was providing an all in one software system to not only manage your basic inventory accounting, warehouse management, but also all the regulatory side of things as well. So we were able to break into that market. It's been very successful for us. We work with larger organizations as well as small startups who are just starting out.
Right.
And because we developed some of that functionality, we've now been able to apply that to other regulated industries in other places like Canada when it comes to dealing with Health Canada and the Canadian pharma market, as well as other industries like the cannabis regulatory side of things. So it's allowed us to not only expand in that market and help those customers, but apply to other industries as well.
Great. My mind keeps going back to the statement that you said a couple minutes back that 80% of the software has to be something that aligns or resonates with your business strategy. Like, honestly asking you, how difficult is it to achieve that 80%?
Yeah, so I think that doing research and
Mhm.
finding that technology partner and finding that system that caters to your industry is so important. So we're not afraid, at Blue Link to say no if it's not going to be a good fit. If we can't make, 80%, 70%, 65% of their needs, and,
Right.
there's probably another system out there, especially with the way technology is today. There's so many options on the market that if we're not a good fit, that's okay. We'll find somebody who is, and we'll kind of push people in the other direction. I think too that when it comes to customization, the sound of a completely customized system that can exactly meet your needs sounds really great, but in practice, it can sometimes have difficulties in terms of when you go to upgrade that system. Are you able to upgrade the customizations?
Right.
If you have only a handful of people supporting that system, what happens when they leave or go somewhere else? Who can help manage that system? And then it can also kind of impact the integrity of your processes a little bit too. If your mindset is to just customize, customize, customize every time, then when you look at your business and your processes as a whole,
Mm.
are you still kind of following the best practices, or have you taken all these different off-roads to customize the solution? So that's why I think, yeah, the 80% is so important.
To all the listeners, just imagine software designed to work exactly the way your business needs it to. That's the power of customized ERP solutions like Blue Link. Discover how personalization can make all the difference in your operational success. We'll take a short break here. Stay tuned as we delve into the future trends in ERP technology and how small businesses can prepare for what's ahead.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us, us. Still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep, healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah, well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep, that's all us. That's all UPS.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
Connect and recharge.
make an impression,
and meet with confidence.
With 19 brands built for business,
your business gets even more rewarding.
With an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
All right, welcome back, listeners. Before the break, we explored the value of customization in ERP. Now, let's discuss the future trends shaping ERP technology and how SMEs can stay ahead. Now, let's move ahead and shift our focus to the future trends. What do you think, Samantha, are the trends that are going to, be a part of 2025 in ERP, especially as we move along?
Yeah, so great question. And I'm sure I can't really start this conversation without talking about AI because
Right,
that is,
exactly. Yeah.
is
It's not even a buzzword anymore, right? Yeah,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the first thing, yeah, I will say is that AI is going to provide huge opportunities. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're kind of on the cusp of what it
Mhm.
can do and what we want it to do, but definitely something to keep in mind for the future as we look forward to what's going to happen in the industry. And one of the biggest opportunities I think with AI is when we're talking about generative AI, we're talking about understanding data. So think of a business that has, 30,000 products.
Mm.
They're selling hundreds or shipping hundreds or thousands of orders a day. How do you make sense of that data? And there are a lot of really robust reporting tools available in most ERP solutions. But when it comes to AI and trying to make sense of the data, that is a huge opportunity. So if you're a business selling thousands of products, shipping out hundreds or thousands of orders a day, trying to make sense of that data is very difficult, even if you have the best reporting tools that you have. So AI can be a huge help in terms of understanding that data, identifying trends, patterns, potential opportunities. I think that is where AI will be really successful in this market. And then hopefully, we can all dream and think about all the possibilities that AI can do down the road as well. So AI would definitely be the big one. And then I think another sort of opportunity in the future would be around security, data security. So working with a cloud-based solution, especially as a small business, can have huge impacts on your company. Many small businesses, and rightfully so, don't have the infrastructure in place, don't have the, staff knowledge, don't have the proper security protocols, because that's not what they do, right? Their job is to sell product and their job is to run their operations. So that's where cloud-based solutions can really make a difference in terms of providing all of that security and that knowledge and that know-how for the customer, for the client. And that's something that we really strive to do at Blue Link as well. I'm sure, you've heard of all the ransom attacks,
Yes.
ransomware attacks, and they don't seem to be slowing down. So being able to protect your business from those types of attacks, especially the smaller guys, is really important. And if I can make a recommendation, I would say never pay that ransom if you do come under attack, because you might not get your data back and then you've just, lost that money. So finding a cloud-based solution that can help run your business will be very important. And then I also think customer service is really important going forward, especially because AI and chatbots and those types of tools are starting to take over that human element. But I think a lot of people thrive and do best and crave that human element, especially when you're not able to compete against some of the other tech offerings. So for example, if your business can't compete with Amazon to do, same day shipping, which is, difficult for a lot of small businesses, how can you add value instead? How can you, provide really amazing customer service and build those relationships with your clients to kind of compensate for other areas that still provide value for your customers?
Right, on the topic of staying competitive, let's discuss how SMBs can start leveraging these advancements today. What practical steps, Samantha, do you think small businesses, can take to integrate, future ready ERP systems into their operations? Also, is there anything specific that they, need to prepare themselves for as they, it's just the beginning of 2025. You don't know what the end of it is going to look like, right? What advice do you have for them? How should they, be prepared for what's coming next?
Yeah, we would definitely recommend that you have a plan. Plans are good. So, as a starting point, talk to your team, talk to your employees, figure out where their bottlenecks are, where the pain points are, where they're spending a lot of time manually doing different processes, where they're seeing a lot of errors in the things that they're doing. So, talk to your team and get a feel for what's important and start to build a list of all those, nice to haves, want to haves, and must haves, and try to start by finding a vendor that can, help you achieve some of those items on your list. And then you also need to set a budget. So the next step is, once you sort of have that list, you know what's important, you know how you will be able to evaluate the value of an ERP system or another software solution. Um, Make sure you set a realistic budget. And I say realistic because for a lot of small businesses, it can be a shock to move to, a bigger system, but it's often because they're not necessarily taking into account the total cost of that system. So, look at not only the cost of the different systems you're using. Maybe you have a shipping software, an accounting system, something for CRM, and the cost of all of those put together, plus any support fees that you're paying, upgrade costs, as well as the cost of having people manually enter data or having people manually fix information on a monthly, weekly basis.
Right.
And then also the cost of missed opportunities. So maybe you don't have a good shipping process in place, so you're not able to ship product to customers, or you're shipping the wrong product. What is that costing your business? As well as things like, the missed opportunity from not being able to work with other partners and other customers. So a good example is a lot of big box retailers require that their customers use EDI to interact in terms of shipping items, selling product, invoicing, etc. So if your system cannot handle EDI, then you are missing the opportunity to sell to some of those big box retailers.
Right, the future of ERP technology is full of potential for SMBs, willing to embrace innovation because it's all about embracing the digital innovation, the era that you are living in right now, right? Staying ahead in ERP technology, it will not only, help small businesses thrive, it will also help them change their mindset as they move towards a more growth oriented year ahead. Now, Samantha, as we wrap up, what is that one final advice you'd like to give to small business owners who are considering ERP solutions but don't know where to start from? After listening to you, after listening to this podcast, what is that one first step that they should do?
Yes, so you definitely want to start doing some research and finding some vendors that are available, but I would advise people to focus on building that partnership with their software vendor. So we at Blue Link really strive to be a technology partner to our customers. If they succeed, we succeed. So yes, functionality is important. Yes, budget is important, but also the people you're going to be work with. Who will you be working with on an ongoing basis when you have a support issue, when you want custom done in the software? When during the actual implementation process. So you want to get a feel for the people behind the software who you'll be interacting with and try to develop good relationships with them and try to find a vendor that can offer that relationship. Because at the end of the day, what we love to see is our customers working with us to help grow their business. So they might come to us because they want to start selling online or they want to branch out into new markets. And even if we can't provide that functionality, we can make the right introductions. We can offer them advice on our experience and what we've seen has worked well for other customers. So finding a vendor that can really be that partner will make all the difference in the world moving forward with technology.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that incredible advice, Samantha, and for doing this. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much. I was glad to be here.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Samantha Da Silva shared valuable insights on how ERP solutions can revolutionize small business operations, the importance of customization, and what the future holds for ERP technology. Here are today's key takeaways. ERP systems can eliminate inefficiencies and boost productivity for SMBs. Customization is critical to addressing unique business challenges. Staying ahead of ERP technology trends will position small businesses for long term success. A special thank you to our podcast partners, RBC, UPS, IHG Hotels and Resorts, and Google for supporting Canadian small businesses throughout. For more expert advice and success stories, visit CanadianSME.ca and subscribe to our podcast. Remember, innovation is the key to staying ahead. Until next time, keep growing and keep innovating. Kripa Anand signing off.